What would you do with Martin Odegaard then at the weekend against Chelsea? Do Arsenal, given how far they are behind Liverpool, particularly already, have to throw him straight back into the team and start him?
I think that comes down to this week, Rob, the results. Arsenal end up playing second because they're on Super Sunday. So they'll know how Liverpool and Man City have got on. And if they've both won, I think Odegaard's got to start the game. I think, 10 and 9 points, if both them teams both win, that's a lot of points. For me, it will have to be a must-win football match for me. And I think you take a chance. Otherwise, what do? Do you bring him on for the last 20, 30 minutes and then he goes and plays for Norway a couple of games in 7 or 8 days? Unless he's not going away with Norway, and then maybe you sort of save him. But if not, I think he's got to be thrown back in. He's that important to Arsenal.
With where Arsenal are at the moment, do you see anything that the last 2 seasons, maybe even psychologically, have taken a lot out of them, that they've come so close, they've got to such a high bar and still not won anything, that it's very difficult to then try and go for a third season in a row?
It's hard. And the problem is 7, 8, probably 9 years ago, this wouldn't be a problem at the moment. But because of the figures that Man City and Liverpool have put up over the last few years, now, 9 points is a mountain. It would be a mountain, 9 and 10 points, chasing 2 teams down. You're chasing 1 team down, you win on a Saturday and then they get beat on a Sunday or draw, and then you gain 2 points or 3 points. But when you're chasing 2 teams down, that's going to be difficult. And, these teams don't lose 5 and 6, 7 football matches in a season anymore. They lose 1, 2, 3 maybe, and then that's it. So, no, I just think Odegaard's a big miss. And they've missed Declan Rice. He got suspended and then he was injured for the Inter Milan game. These are big, big footballers. We've seen it at Man City. Rodri gets injured and Man City are not the same team at the moment without Rodri. And then Kevin De Bruyne without his bit of guile. So for me, Arsenal have had a little bit of bad luck at the same time, in my opinion. And last week, it weren't great against Newcastle, but the cross and the header was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Just on that point, and you're right that there have been seasons gone by where it has been 1, 2, 3 defeats to win a title. Is there anything you see, particularly with City, and we'll talk about them more in a little bit of detail later, but that it might not take 90-odd points for an Arsenal or a Liverpool to win it this season?
I don't know, because I still think Man City are the team to beat. We see it last year. I think it was last year, then Man City went on a run and never lost another game. I dread to think how long it was. You lose count with Man City because they just reel them off for fun. I still think if you finish above Man City this season and you don't win the league, you're the unluckiest team in the world. The unluckiest team in the world. So for me, they're still the team to beat. They're still the team that can roll off 10, 12, 13 wins on the trot. I don't see anybody else being able to do that.
Just away from Arsenal on the pitch, Edu departing, that was confirmed on Monday. Do you read anything into that other than the fact that he's going to potentially a sort of more high-profile job, arguably with more money, or is there anything to do with a relationship with Mikel Arteta, that Mikel Arteta might have more power than he did when he initially became the Arsenal manager?
I don't know. I think it's a big miss. I mean, this reminds me of many years ago when David Dein left Arsenal. David Dein and Arsene Wenger had a really tight-knit, the quality of player they were bringing in at the time when David Dein was there was phenomenal. You can reel them off. The players were unreal. Then he left, and then there was a lot of players that played for Arsenal that weren't really good enough to play for Arsenal, some of them, in my opinion. So it'll be watch this space. Definitely watch this space. Because I think Arsenal bought well. Over the last so many years with Edu and Arteta working together, I think they bought some good players. They bought well. Not too many have been not a success. And I think this is going to be... I hope I'm wrong, but it doesn't look good. It's not a good one. As I say, I remember 20 odd years when David Dein left, and it, as I say, the quality of player changed then. And hopefully that won't be the case now when Edu leaves.